Hey everybody, it is early spring. We are at a lake called Hubley Lake. I see the camera's got a little bit of dirt on the lens. And this was not the intended trip. We had intended on coming out to a lake called South Lake and exploring that in the Ingram River Wilderness area, I believe it's called. However, when we got there, and I'll show you some clips, it was solid ice. So that was a little bit surprising. I'm Chris, I'm the coffee-fueled woodsman. At my feet is Tilly. I'm out with my good friends Johnny and Dave, and we're out for a couple of nights. Now, that's the plan. Now, we had to change our route. We were planning on being right in the backcountry where no one could get to us, but we've had to change that to a lake that's right off of the main road, I guess. I'll probably put up a GPS thing and show you. Now, it shouldn't cause us too much problem. There have been some four-wheelers here and there, but it's that time of year that nobody's going to be staying overnight, so it's not going to be loud, and we should have a pretty good couple of nights out here. So we did have to break ice to get through this to where we are. We're finally into open water, and the whole north end of this lake, and hopefully there's a little bubble down that way, hopefully that'll be all open, is open. But we had to line the boats across the shore, which actually went a lot smoother than we thought. There's open water right there. The ice, I mean. Well done.
Yeah, it's very open.
The shoreline here is really scrubby, as you could have seen from that shot. So to find a good spot for Dave and Johnny has a tent each, and I've got some hammock stuff. Could be a little bit taxing. And we are starting later than we should be. It was about 11 a.m. when we finally got on this lake. In fact, we were at our first lake around 9:30, which was awesome. But we ended up hiking down to this lake from another end just to see if it was open, see if it was worth our time. Unfortunately, it was. So here we are. Since this is a no portage trip, we brought a lot of stuff. I've got my guitar behind me. I've got a Dutch oven. I've got a cast iron Dutch oven. I am doing all the breakfasts. And I brought a crap load of breakfast food. So Johnny, I'm not sure what he's making for supper. I think he's doing it tonight. And Dave is doing spaghetti for night two. Well, right now we're just heading to the northern cove, I guess. So this is more like it comes up to a point, and we're just exploring. Even though we walked down to this area, we better check out, see what kind of trees we have. Looking for a flat spot for the tents and a couple of nice trees for my hammock. And straight off the bow, I think, is roughly where we walked down to before. What do you think, pup? Potential? What do you think? Pretty rocky. Okay. Good girl. All right, well, we've hit land, and we're just trying to see if we can find a spot for us to live. This is kind of a little brushy. Actually, down here is not terrible. Johnny and Dave are a little further up that way. Look at the size of that. Oh, I see them up on the side hill. This actually isn't too bad. It's kind of nice. We're going to be sheltered. Down in there is pretty nice. Pretty mossy though. Go find Johnny. No. Go back. All right, so here's the boat's area. And there's our side hill, and up where Johnny's coat is, in behind Dave, that's roughly where the tents are going to go. Well, we are set in our nice little spot. The canoe's just down by the water. Our view of the shoreline. And we're going to just have some lunch because it's like 1 o'clock. And although you didn't see much of it, we did a lot of hiking into lakes to find what was frozen and what wasn't. So it's been quite a strenuous morning already. I've already done like 8,800 steps, which is about 2,000, 3,000 more than I normally do in a normal day. Obviously, when you're out in the woods, you do more. But I am going to have a ciabatta bun with spicy mayo and canned ham. Here's the canned ham. Check this bad boy out. My mom gave me that. That's a Costco special, I think. So that's going to feed the 3 of us, I believe. I think that should feed the 3 of us. Definitely for today. Probably for some of tomorrow. May even put it in breakfast tomorrow. If we'll see. We'll see how it goes. 2 bags of Hawkins. And for me, for tonight, the old wild turkey. I even brought a beer with me. Johnny brought me his wife Denise's climate chair. So that's what I'm sitting in. It actually looks very similar to this one that Dave's got. That's a Cascade version. So one of my subscribers has sourced some Sawyer permethrin for me. And I took a little bit of a video just before I left the house on that. And what that is for, and we can't get it in Canada, it's supposedly to keep the ticks down. So it's only to be sprayed on clothes, and actually the warning labels are a little scary, but you treat your clothes and then let it dry. And I've heard a lot of good stuff about it from the YouTubers I follow out of the States. Hopefully we don't see any this trip, but you know, just an extra level of protection. And apparently it kills the little buggers, so that'd be nice. Oh no, that just means it's, oop. The dog's gonna have a drink. So, oh, that's going right on Specka's head. Sorry, Speck. Look at that glorious meat. A pot of meat. Oh, it looks like, it actually looks very disgusting, doesn't it? It's gonna be so good. It's ham juice. Anybody want sriracha mayo? What the hell? Let's put that on. You ready for your meat? Somebody? Bon appetit. So I'm still not certain where I'm going to put my hammock, but once this is gone, I'll get at it.
And did Brianna ever finish her ex-employer?
All right, well, lunch is done, and now I'm on to set up my, oh, this is Specka, by the way, for people who haven't seen the channel before. Tilly, come. Say hi. I need to set up my hammock. Unfortunately, I can't be as close to Johnny and Dave as I wanted to be, but this will be a good spot right here. I'm just going to set up just slightly down the hill. So recently, I've got some pretty exciting news for me anyway. Hammock Gear, which is the company that I've used for my underquilts and my tarps and a few other bits and bobs here and there that I've got. They've offered for me to be a brand ambassador. And what that means is I just pretty much get given some gear and I have to take some photos of it. So they've sent me a hammock to try out, a top quilt, which I'm really excited about, a new tarp, but that one's not for over the hammock. I can use it as over the hammock. I think I'm going to use it as, for this trip, I'm going to use it to cover our eating area. A few other odds and ends, and I'll show it probably all to you on this trip, just as we go along. I'm going to try to set stuff up if the dogs will ever leave me alone. Hey, what is going on? Anyway, here we go. I forgot to bring a bunch of my stakes, so I'm gonna have to make up a bunch from this little piece of fur, I guess. This isn't gonna be a big deal. Okay, this next piece of gear is, this is a double-ended stuff sack, and inside it is a couple of things. Firstly is an underquilt protector. So that's to match my top quilt. I'm gonna put that on underneath my orange underquilt, and that keeps rain and stuff off. It's gonna help to seal out drafts as well. And then there's this, which is a hammock pillow, like a proper one for the hammock. I think this is ox blood, or I think that's the name of the color. It's a premium hammock pillow, which means I think it's out of goose down. It already comes with a cord attached, so you can attach it in here to the ridge line. Sorry, I have shock cord on the tent body itself. That's to pull out the side a little bit. I just attached it to a peg that I made, and I'm gonna have the same on the other side of the hammock. I've got one that I've got attached to 2 points. We'll see how that's gonna work. This is my first time in this hammock. I had it set up once at home, but I just sort of put it in the backyard and laid in it. I didn't do much fiddling with it. The other thing is the bug net is not on right now. It's on a storage sack in the very end. So I'll probably end up putting that on a little later after I get everything set up. And as you can see, the underquilt protector goes a lot further up than the underquilt itself. So I'm hoping that will block out the drafts that I sometimes have gotten in the past. I think I'm going to cinch that right up. Yeah, and there's a lot of modifying here I can do that I haven't done yet, which, you know, it's going to be all the fun of figuring it out tonight. So this will protect my underquilt from rain and humidity, moisture, all that stuff. So, and trap the warm air that I'm going to be generating inside rather than having it escape, especially if it's a breezy night. I probably don't need it tonight, but you know, it's my first time using it, so I wanted to give her a go. I'm never usually too warm underneath anyway. Okay, so I pretty much got, I think, everything I need to set up. I've been woefully neglectful to the camp duties. I hear Johnny and Dave been over there cutting wood this whole time. I'll show you quickly how I've got it set up. Put it into porch mode, which means that the tarp is flying pretty high above. We're supposed to get a bit of rain tonight, but not a ton. That's a Dyneema ground ground sheet, I guess they call it. So Cuban fiber. There's all my new stuff. Most of it. I've got to go set up a tarp over the fire pit area. That's going to be my view. Not too bad. What do you think? What do you think? Yeah, okay.
There's a few that had knots. I'm a little worried about.
Yeah, but most of them are actually splitting.
So what year would that have happened?
1904, 1908.
Okay.
Pretty. So Johnny's got us the coffee pot on, fire's going. I was splitting wood, and unfortunately right down onto the rock right here, this section right here. So, I mean, it'll be fine for splitting wood, but I'm gonna have to be doing some refinishing to my axe when I get home. And now it is time for the bourbon. Now, other people I've heard say they love wild turkey, and I think it was someone I work with. But my brother, whose taste is similar to mine, says it's his least favorite bourbon. However, it's been a long day. I'm gonna need some water too. Haven't drank a lot of water, haven't drank a lot of anything. So Johnny and I are gonna have some of this to start this happen. Okay, Johnny's got his. I had to change the battery. There we go. The coffee's percolating behind us. I don't mind that.
No.
Tastes like cherries.
Yep. No, I don't mind that at all.
Mmm. Well, what an evening. I've just been sitting here playing the guitar for quite a while, and Johnny and Dave just got their tents set up. I think I'm going to take you down to the water right now though, because the sun's out and I just want to show you around the lake a little bit, and the ice is kind of moving out a bit. Also, I was going to have another bourbon and I figured I better get mobile before I do that. So there's my new hammock gear Traverse ground tarp, but Johnny has an AquaQuest tarp that he's brought as well, and that's going to be the secondary tarp. So if we are getting serious rain, that one's going to be over top, so we're going to have them both pitched. Okay. God, what a beautiful night. I'm going to see if I can get down to the water here without falling in. Oh, so much warmer. It's like it did go up to 12 degrees. So, right over here, that's where we got stopped by the ice before. Like somewhere over there, because I see there's a rock right here. And I see there's quite a bit of ice still there. But I don't know if you'll probably be able to tell better when you look at my video, but this whole section here was blocked off. I paddled just around this corner, and that's as far as I got, and it was blocked in by ice. So we've almost got a clean lake now. Now this cove up here is still icebound. Okay, so Dave is cooking for us for tonight. And he has, Dave, why don't you pick up that that pan? I'll zoom in on it. That is garlic bread, and the main part is spaghetti and spaghetti sauce.
I was helping him do his roof, and we talked about. Did you want to? You got to talk there.
Oh. All right, our food is getting close to being done. Talia's overseeing the entire project and so far approves.
I said, come on.
You want more, Dave? I mean, you and Johnny both there's so much there.
Yeah.
There's like double left still. Johnny, you want more? You might as well.
A little scoop.
Oh, it's looking good. Make sure that's zooming in on that. It is. Okay, Johnny, there you go. It's only supposed to go to 2 though, overnight. We're done supper, and before it gets dark, I told Dave he had to bring over the dessert that he brought so I could get it on film. Whoa. I'm assuming these are coconut chocolate chip muffins?
Actually, boiled pecan icing.
Boiled pecan icing.
Yeah.
German?
Yeah, so it's Rhonda's dad's German chocolate cake recipe,
Wow.
which he makes a mean German chocolate.
'Cause it's too late for coffee. You have to stay hydrated. Oh, before I forget, so far we haven't seen any ticks. I've got the bottom part of my pants all sprayed with permethrin, and I haven't seen any. Johnny and Dave haven't seen any. They're not treated, and I haven't seen any of the dog yet. So okay, as you can see, I'm struggling a little bit with the light and the camera finding me. Behind me, that orange blob, that's Dave's tent. He and Johnny are both in bed. The dogs have both gone. I'm heading over to where my hammock is here in a couple of minutes. It's about, I don't know, about 20 after 10. I got a bunch of clothes on, but it feels like it might be 2 or 3 degrees still. So it's pretty pleasant. Go in and try out that new hammock. It's sounding like it's going to be raining by morning, and then it's supposed to let off. So we've set up, you can't see it, an extra tarp, and I'm going to be cooking breakfast tomorrow. So fingers crossed it isn't going to be too bad. Anyway, see you in the morning. Well, good morning, everybody. It's 8 o'clock. Tilly was just here, and now she's left. She came over around 7, so hopefully she slept okay. She actually snuggled right in and fell right asleep. But I need to get up and start making breakfast, so I sent her off. As you can tell, it's rained. It rained most of the night, and it poured some of it. It's a damp, maybe 4 or 5 degrees right now, so I'm going to throw all my rain gear on, go get under those tarps over there and start making up some breakfast. I slept really warm. I actually slept quite good in this this new hammock. It's a lot taller, the ridge line on it, than my war bonnet, and it's taller even, I think, than the Hennessy, and it feels a bit wider. I had a little bit of shoulder squeeze at the first of the night, and I couldn't quite get comfortable on the pillow at the very first. But then I got over all that. I obviously got used to it, and I slept really well. So looking forward to crawling back in tonight already. This worked out really well overnight. Looks like I had just the right amount of pitch to it so that the water flowed off. My Dyneema tarp did what it was supposed to, because it kept my stuff all in one place and dry. I see the very edge of it got a little wet, so I didn't have it quite underneath the tarp, but there's also a lot of condensation too. However, looking over at our tarp village, it looks like we might have had a little bit of a failing over here. I'd say that's a pool of water. There's our culprit.
I know I snored once. I woke myself up when I.
Oh yeah?
I'm just trying to get this meal underway. Dave's decided there's not enough time in the day for this to be made, so he's moved on, eating pre-packaged oatmeal or something like that.
I just got a granola bar.
Oh, granola bar, same thing. I'm gonna cook off some sausage. I've got my eggs and my Nalgene ball. I'm gonna make up half of those. Actually, just gonna scramble those. This is Dave's new pan that, was it Ron that got it for you for Christmas, Dave? His wife got him for Christmas, and it's actually kind of perfect for what I'm doing. So I think what I'll do is I'll cook off the sausage, line them out on a tray, maybe even cut them in half. I haven't decided that part yet. And then scramble the eggs, dump the egg mixture over top, and then sprinkle the cheese on, kind of like an omelet, except for obviously we don't have an oven to bake the omelet part in. And then we'll put them on. Got English muffins and turns out Johnny and I are using the same knife. This is a Groman trout and bird. Beautiful little knife, but maybe a little underpowered for our current uses. I'm gonna have my first coffee. Dave and I.
This John's there.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, he's working hard over there, so I'll get some cold for him so that it cools off a little bit.
Here. Okay, so what I've done is I've chopped it into like more manageable bits, put a bunch more butter in, and the egg is going to go in a minute. And then it's going to be cooked for a little bit with some tin foil on top, and then we're going to divide it in quadrants and put cheese on the top of it. The egg mixture in, hopefully there's enough of it. That's a good one.
That's Dave's.
This one's Dave's. Tell you, Specka be damned, they get everything. All right, we were going to see how this concoction turned out.
I hope you worked up an appetite, Dave.
How many eggs? How many eggs is in that?
There's only 6 eggs.
You're doing it in 9s now. What are you doing?
Yeah, well, you know what? We're gonna do 9s just because it's more symmetrical.
It goes through that whole 8-foot, 10 turn.
I'm glad I edit these videos and not you two jokers.
I just put one on, Chris, and we'll eat the other one. You actually did, like, all joking aside, you did the right size portions.
All
they would've
joking
been huge if
aside.
you had it
You don't want any sriracha?
No, I'm having one untainted.
I'm gonna put sriracha mayo on the top of mine. That's okay, I can do that after. Just put a little bit more on here. Oop.
No.
There we go. Let's see how this is gonna turn out. So this is a sausage and egg McMuffin in the woods. So they did turn out really good. I turned the camera off just as Johnny was giving me a compliment.
Dynamite.
Almost 10 a.m. We're just now eating breakfast. Thank you, sir. Okay, so Johnny and Dave are having theirs just as is. I'm going to put mine on this little piece of naan bread since I carried it into the woods. The weather is getting pretty decent, actually. I got quite a bit of clothes on because it's maybe 6 degrees, 6, 8 degrees. It's overcast, but the sun's been peeking out here and there. So we're gonna go for explore, see how far up the ice has melted out now, because I actually can see all the way up around the corner now and don't see any. So it's gonna be just interesting. Go have a look. Load these things in the water. Okay, pup. Yep. Yep. Good. Good girl.